Happy Saturday, you guys. I am so excited and proud that you're watching this video. You made it day 6 of our challenge, day 5, whatever day you started. But I am so glad that you're taking time out of your day to watch these videos, to check out the incredible tips and tools and resources that these amazing coaches are providing you. And today, like, guys, routines, habit stacking, that stuff is my jam. Like, even saying that just like it lights a soul, or lights fire in my soul, and just gets like my heart racing. And I am so excited to come talk to you about it today. But I was looking past in this week, and the girls did such an incredible job sharing their routines, what they do each and every day, how that really sets them up for success. And every single one of these coaches has been in our group since, some of them 2019, some of them have been in our group since 2016, some of them have been in our groups just for the last couple of months. So what I really wanted to dive in today is, yes, we know how to create our morning routine. Yes, we know how to create our evening routine. We know that having that kind of setting those instructions to set up ourselves up for success is so important. But what I want to share with you guys today is the mindset behind your routine. Now, this is going to be the biggest shift and kind of the unlocking between who you are right now versus that version of you that you want to be, that girl that you are chasing. For myself, I always think, and I've always had this mindset of the woman that's like standing watching me 5 years from now. I always picture Brittany 5 years from now. What, like, is she going to be proud of me, right? I picture her and I think of her, and I envision her looking back at me, and I want her to be proud of me. I want her to be cheering me on. I want her to be so excited for the routines, the habits, the daily actions, the small vital behaviors that I'm doing every single day that's going to get me to where she is, her fullest potential, the joy, the happiness, the health, everything that she embodies. I want to make sure that I'm making her proud, and I'm always chasing her. I'm chasing who she is. I'm chasing that version of me 5 years from now. And actually, Matthew McConaughey, if you guys have time, go onto YouTube and Matthew McConaughey, search his hero speech. It's one of his acceptance speeches at some award show, and you'll really understand what I'm trying to say by chasing that version of me 5 years from now. And I just think, like, I see her 5 years from now, but instead of just showing up, I just borrow belief from her. But more importantly, and one of my mentors says this the best, and she's kind of coined it, and now I'm using it, is be her now. That version of you 5 years from now, be her now. Stand in her confidence, stand in her vision, stand in her joy, stand in her habits. And once we take, this is kind of where that identity shift happens. Once we take that identity of that best version of ourselves, how we are going to show up, how we are going to become that best version of ourselves, once we stand in that power, we have now let go of that past identity. Now, I'm going to rewind a little bit. Let's talk about identity. So for some of us, and I want you to be vulnerable here. I encourage you to be vulnerable, and I want you to put in the chat right now, like in the comments down below, I want you to share this. What are those stories that you tell yourself of why you can't be successful, why you can't lose the weight, why you can't gain the weight, why this isn't going to work, why you're not even going to bother trying Portion Fix? What is that story that you have on loop? Right? What's that story that you have going on in your head every single day, right? I'm not good enough. Like, why even bother? I've done all these other diets in my life. Like, why should I do it now? Right? I want you to think of that stuff. What, like, well, so and so successful, so I can't be successful. So and so got results, I don't think I can do that. Well, I have 4 kids. I can't be successful. I have 2 kids. I can't be successful. I'm a university student. I'm so busy. I can't do that. I can't be successful. I can't get the transformation. Whatever that story is, I want you to put it in the comments down below. For me, my story was that I can't commit to a nutrition plan. That's too hard. I told myself that for years. My first 2 years as a Beachbody coach, I never committed to a nutrition plan. I had the containers. The odd time I would do, usually the odd time would be the first like 2 days of a challenge group. I would use the containers, and then I would stop and self-sabotage myself because I didn't believe that I was capable of achieving the goals that I desired. And what I needed to do, and I want you guys to comment that down below, right? I want to see your comments. What is that story that you're telling yourself? Once I got super honest with that story, right? With that story, once I got super honest with that and where it stemmed from, I was allowed to burn that story up and retire it and say, enough. That chapter ends and I'm stepping into a new chapter. I'm creating a new story. I'm now going to have I always called them roadblocks, but I was listening to somebody who's called it a red light story. And anytime that you hear that old story, for me, I can't commit to a nutrition program. That's too hard. Anytime that thought would come up, I would picture a roadblock. And as soon as you picture that roadblock, what you're going to do is you're going to choose a better thought. I can commit to a nutrition plan. I just have to do it day by day. I am worthy of achieving my goals, right? So anytime that you hear that story that you just commented down below come through your mind on loop, it is your opportunity to catch it with a roadblock. Now, you might have this loop going on, and then you hit that roadblock. And I want you to celebrate the crap out of it. And I'm going to challenge you to do this from now on. And for myself, I'm changing it from a roadblock to a red light because I've used that roadblock for years. Like I've had that roadblock story system that's been ingrained in my mind since like I was 16. Like I was a figure skater. It's a sports psychology thing to bring up this roadblock. Now it excites me to think like red light story. So when I think of those self-limiting beliefs, I'm throwing up that red light story. As soon as you start implementing that red light story or that roadblock, what you're going to do is start rewriting your story. And the more that we start rewriting that story, believing that story, and saying ourselves, I am worthy of achieving my goals. I am worthy of creating a healthy lifestyle. I deserve to have the life that I want. I deserve to achieve my goals. When you start saying those things, you're going to start to believe it. When we start using positive affirmations, when we start rewriting our story and putting that on loop, you're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier. You're going to be more positive. You're going to see that those things that used to throw you way off track, they're not going to like even budge anymore. They're not even going to be a thought. You're going to kind of start giggling at yourself and be like, oh, that used to just completely throw me off, right? If you're sick, right, and you took a day or two off of workouts, that may have in the past thrown you off for months, if not years, before you would start working out again. And now you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit better. I could do a stretch session today. Let's show up today. And you're going to start rewriting that incredible story for yourself. This is where we start to set in that new identity. And why this is so important is between willpower and identity. And what this does is when we are motivated and really leaning on motivation, which in the first week of a challenge group, that usually happens, right? We're motivated to lose that 10 pounds. That's only an example, but I'm motivated to lose that 10 pounds. But when the inconvenience of life gets in the way and those old stories are really loud and you go towards that, what that does is show that you are running on willpower. That is showing that you haven't made that identity shift in becoming her now. Be her now. That woman 5 years from now, be her now. Act like her now. And once you form that new identity, you're going to see those days that you work out when it's hard. You're going to meal prep those weekends that it's inconvenient. You're going to go out of your way from the gas station food and go and find a grocery store to find some snacks. You're going to prepare yourself better because that's what your future best self would do versus that willpower. And you're going to see in this group, you guys, you're going to see in this group that there's going to be a bunch of us that start, and this first week is awesome. And you're going to see people who won't be showing up next week. That's just the reality of it. You're going to see like probably a third of people aren't going to show up next Wednesday. And the reason being is because they are running on willpower and they haven't shifted their identity yet. They haven't made that decision that this is who I want to be. I want to be that person who puts health and wellness first. I want to be that person who dives into their personal development. I am ready to retire those old bullshit stories I've been telling myself and step into that new identity. And as we do that, you guys, that's when you see people skyrocket. That's when you see those incredible transformations, right? One of the beautiful transformations that I was sharing this week was Crystal's. Crystal has been on fire. She's on her team. As a coach, she has been in these groups for years, and it is so exciting for her to step into her coaching power. But more importantly, what happened between her transformation photos is she changed her identity. She changed her identity to being somebody who meal preps, who eats healthier, who does personal development and her affirmations every single day. She does her routines, rain or shine. She is somebody who's showing up every single day. And those are the people who have made the shift from willpower to identity. And that's what's going to happen when you put in your personal development routine, your morning routine, and your evening routine. And that's when you'll see success. So that's why I wanted to end this week on this topic of willpower versus identity and being her now. That's what I'm going to empower you to do. So I want you, that story that you guys put in the comments down below of why you can't, that old bullshit story that you were telling yourself, I want you in the comments now to go and rewrite that. And I want you to rewrite it 10 times. So in one comment or in 10 comments, whatever you want to do, I want you to, if your old story was, eating healthy is hard. I can't do that. Eating healthy is expensive. I don't have time to meal prep. Whatever your story was, those were my stories. I want you to write, I am deserving of the lifestyle that I have. And I want you to rewrite that 10 times. Or I deserve to eat healthy. I deserve to fuel my body with incredible food. I am healthy. I take the time to meal prep. Whatever that new story is, I want you to rewrite it 10 times. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that sentence and you're going to write it down every single day next week. And I can't wait. So I hope this helped. I hope this was impactful. I'm so excited for you guys, and I hope you have an amazing day.